You have your scale book, so here's what you need to know. It is organized in a series of exercises, starting with major 1-octave scales. Every title has a subtitle. For instance, in the scale exercise 1, you see that a sharp and a flat are notated by these symbols. And you will see them occur in the scales below. And there are the flats. In the second exercise, the natural minors, the subtitle designates a Roman numeral system of naming the strings. The first string is Roman numeral 1, Roman numeral 2 is the D string, 3 is the G string, and 4 is the C string. You will also see some arrows. That's not regular music notation, that is simply to show you to shift your hand. So is the bracket. Also, in your play, you will start to notice something that I have developed called the +4. The +4 is always going to be a single place on your fingerboard and will always be played with the 4th finger. And the same concept applies to what you see here, the -1. The -1 is just the same thing. It is always played in the half position spot between the 1st finger and the nut, and is always played with the 1st finger. The third exercise is octave on a string, another scale I developed to get cellists more comfortable with moving up and down the fingerboard. And as you see, once again, we have 2 symbols that come new and are explained. The small 0 looks like a degree sign, and that's the harmonic symbol. And the X means extension. There you see our Roman numerals occurring, and there you see some extensions. Some of you will start to notice this comes up quite often, the 1, 2, +4. But the X, again, is something extra. That is not regular music notation. The fourth exercise is a chromatic fingering on 1 string. Again, to get you comfortable with playing on 1 string. You do it on the G, the D, and the A string. The fifth exercise is an introduction to 2-octave scales with a subtitle showing the order of sharps. And again, there is our 1st position extension, the 1, 2, +4. And we use this because sometimes we need to have 2 whole steps in the hand. And that's how we do it. We have to extend always between the 1st and 2nd finger. It's never in between these 2 fingers. It is always between the 1st and 2nd finger. And here in the D major scale, we have not 1, but 2 1st position extensions, which is always explained in your lesson. Coming back down, 2 1st position extensions as well. The second page has the flats in the order of appearance. Your F major, B flat major, and E flat major. There we see our occurring Roman numerals. The sixth exercise is an introduction to what I like to call the magic fingering for all major scales. This pattern, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, those are extensions. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4 relaxed, and the 1, 3, 4. 5 shifts. That's all you need to play any 2-octave scale, on your cello. And there we have the Roman numerals, 4, 3, 2, 1, walking up the string and down. The purple bracket means to extend, and the brackets mean other positions, non-extension. All the way up to all the flats and sharps. Arpeggios is an extra exercise, not numbered, but definitely important. And you see here, again, fingerings, brackets, Roman numerals, clearly explained. The 7th exercise is an introduction to tenor clef. Because we play in 3 clefs, this clef is extraordinarily important. And what you see at the top here is a simple guide to showing what it looks like in the bass clef and what it looks like in the tenor clef. 2 simple scales and 2 recognizable songs. Scale exercise 8 are the minor differences in minor scales. The most common ones are harmonic and melodic scales, which is explained again in the subtitle of the exercise. There are no fingerings labeled in any of these because there's multiple ways of playing that. Something that you can address with your teacher. The 9th exercise is a bow control exercise. And as you see, you use the same pattern for all scales. For simplicity, I used the C major scale, 2 octaves, to introduce students to different simple bow exercises. And the 10th one are the introduction to the 3rd octave with a treble clef. And here we have a D major scale, once again labeled with all the extensions, moving up into the last octave, which is always going to be a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And again, this goes all the way through all your flats and sharps. Because we must speak the same language of music, we must know what we are talking about. So when you hear a certain word, you can be rest assured that most of what you're going to hear when it comes to lesson will be explained in your compendium of musical terminology found in the back of your scale book. You will learn the Latin, French, and Italian origins of certain words. You will learn exactly what they mean. You'll learn what, for instance, a fingering is, and that there is a different symbol for the thumb. Words like accidental and octave are very important. And continuing on, words specific to string technique, like arco, pizzicato, con legno, staccato, spiccato, tenuto, détaché, martelé, sul pottincello, and so on. And you'll hear me speak this a lot. This is the word legato, and it's exactly defined as to play notes smoothly and connected in one bow stroke. It looks like a curved line above the notes. When it is above different pitches, it is a slur, and when it is above the same pitch, it is called a tie. There are variations to that, which you will hear sometimes called the portato. It's an Italian word for to carry, a pulsing legato articulation notated by adding dots underneath a slur or tie. So there you have it, a quick introduction to your scale book. I hope you use it, hope you enjoy it. It took 4 years to make it, and I enjoy making it for all you. Thank you very much.